All right, welcome to this last group stage game of the day between Greece on table left and on table right, Spain. We will be going over their lineups in just a short second. From Spain, we have Maria Del Mar Marino, who's number one. Number two, Sarah Alvarez. Number three, Carmen Benitez. Number nine, Raquel Rico. Number seven, Beline Martel. And number eight, Sonia Lopez. For Greece, we have Vicky Ago, who wears the number two. Number three is Alini Chakidaki. Number four, Eva Lampia Mavarantui. Number seven, Paraskivi Naka. Number nine, Ivania Stamati. And number one, the veteran from the Greece national team who also competed in the 2004 Paralympic Games, Maria Tazala. Let's see the players on court for Greece. We have a number two, Vicky Ago. Number nine, Ivania Stamati. And number four, Eva Lampia Mavorantui. I'm horrible with names. I'm sorry very much if you guys are rewatching this live stream and I got your name wrong. There's a lot of letters that in a name that I'm not sure if they're correct or not, but that's okay. It happens with also our team in the U.S. as well. We had Coach Wallace in Berlin being called Coach Wallaby all the time. I'm not really sure how you get Wallaby out of Wallace, but nonetheless. And let's see what Spain is doing for their lineup in this game. Looks like we are starting with number three from Spain on this left side, Carmen Benitez. Number one, Maria Del Mar Marino. And we're just waiting to see who that center player is going to be or who that last player is. For Spain, it could be Sarah Alvarez, judging by the hair. But I'm not entirely sure yet. She needs to turn around or Benitez needs to get a little bit more out of the way for me to see the number. Eye shades just being checked for Spain right now. Greece has had their eye shades checked. Looks like there's an issue with the eye shades from one of the players from Spain, Benitez potentially. They had to go and replace them on the bench from Paco Monreal. Looks like they will be joined by Sarah Alvarez on court. She will be their left wing. Marino playing the right wing, and Benitez will be playing in the center. We have 12 minutes on the clock, and Spain will start with the ball on table right. We'll start with the throw from Sarah Alvarez, who's going to go over to that left post. Alvarez throwing a skipping ball right down the line, but just out. First throw of the game out, a cardinal sin, but Eva, number four from Greece, will be taking this ball, throwing a skipping ball down the line at Alvarez. She just blocks it out with her chest. Marino over. Alvarez, left post, will be taking this ball and bouncing it into that center area. Just popped by Eva and saved by Vicky Ago on the goal line right behind the center. Vicky Ago from the left side of the court throwing a full cross at Alvarez, but blocked out. Marino on the left side of the court to collect the ball from Alvarez. She'll be taking the ball. Actually, there might be a difference there. Marino might be on the bench. That might be Sonia Lopez. It is Sonia Lopez. Ball from Vicky Aguero across the face of the center, blocked by Alvarez. Alvarez will set up on that left post and throw into the gap in front of her. Ava, number 4, on that right-hand side, blocked out. Spain with a little bit more pep in their step after their win earlier. Greece maybe a little bit deflated after their loss against Finland. Eva throwing down the line at Sarah Alvarez again with a bouncing ball. Alvarez will set up on that left post. She throws a bouncing ball down the line, but it's out right before that half-court line. Ago on that right side, setting up in that gap, throwing straight down, almost through Benitez and Alvarez, but Alvarez just gets a foot on it. Alvarez will take her next shot of the game. Lopez hasn't come over to really collect many balls, so blocked by the center from Greece, right between that center and right wing. Ava from Greece throwing a skipping ball into the gap between Alvarez and Benitez, just saved, and the ball will be passed to Lopez, who's standing in back center. She throws a bouncing ball into the center, just blocked by Ava. Young player from Greece, I believe she's 16 years old, just started playing goalball not too long ago. Loose ball off of a bouncing ball from the young player from Greece. Spanish center is going to have to go throw it. Almost a high ball conceded as well, so Paco Monreal did a great job by calling that timeout. That ball was almost into the goal by number 4, Ava from Greece, but just blocked forward after the team came together. The ball will need to be a premature throw, or Spain may concede a 10-second penalty with how much time it took for that loose ball to be recollected. Spain's men's team here to support their women. Finland also, no, is it Finland? Potentially Finland also watching, but it may be Ukraine as well. You might not want to trust this person. A premature throw sent down by Sonia Lopez from Spain. Vicky Ago will get the drop in from that left wing. Vicky Ago from that left side bounces the ball straight into the center, but Benitez is up to make that block. Passes back to Lopez, who's going to go from right to left to throw a bouncing ball. Just dies a wee bit, but that corner was opened by number 4, Ava. Ava from this right side. Backing up to the goal, throwing a skipping ball. Just out. Ava, 16 years old, almost taller than most of the men at this tournament, has a lot of potential. Now number 2, Sarah Alvarez throws a bouncing ball into the center, saved by Stamati and sent out of the center by Ago. Ago throwing the ball straight into the center, Benitez, but Benitez passes over to Lopez. Lopez is going to set up a ball on that right side, throws across the face of Stamati, but blocked out. So Ava will receive the ball. Looks like Vicky Ago is also over there, so she may be taking this next throw. Going from that right side, throwing a bouncing ball straight into that gap in front of her to Spain's left gap. Benitez recovers the ball and passes the ball back to Alvarez, who throws a skipping ball. Ago up quick to throw a quick shot. Alvarez was not back at her spot, but unfortunately the placement of the ball was just too central, so Benitez had all of it. They passed the ball out in fear of getting a 10-second penalty, so the ball will be passed back to Greece. Ava throwing out of the center for Greece. Bouncing ball almost through Benitez and Lopez, but Lopez drops at the last minute, going from right to left, throwing from that left side down the line, just blocked by Ava. Stamati comes over, passes that ball back. They are going to have to throw that ball out. Manny calls a timeout for Greece as they almost concede a 10-second penalty. Just the center, Stamati just passed that ball a little bit off of where Ava was standing, number 4. She had to collect that ball, and by that time she was going to throw it out. Manny had already called a timeout, so Greece called it as they were going to pass it out, but Greece will not concede a 10-second penalty this time. Vicky Ago holding the ball on the left side of the court right now, looking to premature throw or pass out. Generally, when players don't have any time left on their shot clock, that is the option that they are left with in women's goalball. She premature throws this ball. You have to premature the throw after the ref says quiet, please. Otherwise, they're going to give you back the ball, and you're going to be going in a circle. The ball is taken by Alvarez back to the left side for Spain. She's throwing a skipping ball down the line, but saved by Ava. The ball's blocked forward, but Stamati is slowly running after it. She's going to also pass that ball out into Greece's team box, and the ball will be returned to Spain. A lot of possessions not collected by Greece. They haven't been able to return the ball very much. Stamati making a block in front of Ago. The ball is now returned for a third time to Spain, who's going to have Lopez throwing from that right side into the center. Stamati taking the ball and passing that off to the right wing. Ava, number 4, who's going to throw a skipping ball down the line at Alvarez. Alvarez makes the block, and she's going to go to that left post to make the throw. She's throwing right down the line, but that shot is not available for her. She needs it to be just slightly more to the left, and the court has been left open. Goal by Vicky Ago, who throws out of the center region of the court into that gap between Benitez and Alvarez. That left gap for Spain left open, and Greece will take a 1-0 lead with 7 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock in this first half. Lopez goes from right to left, spins around and throws a high ball. An opportunity for Greece to lengthen their lead against Spain. Now, Lopez, already a standing player, has maybe a advantage in this penalty opportunity. It looks like Ago will be taking this penalty from the right side. She's moving into the center now. Lopez set up between the team line and the goal line. Ago from the right wing, looking to throw down the line, but is blocked by Lopez. The shot was placed around the end of the wing line and just was able to be gotten by the standing wing player. The ball will be placed back into Sarah Alvarez on the left wing. Alvarez from that left post throws a bouncing ball into the center, saved by Stamati. Ava, number 4, throws across the face of Benitez, but is saved by Lopez, who was already standing up, walking around. That ball was also thrown from Lopez across the face of Stamati and just saved by the fingertips of Ava, number 4, from Greece. Alvarez will have her next shot from that left post. Throwing a bouncing ball into Eva, number 4 from Greece, but it's blocked out. Vicky Ago is now over on this right side, looking to maybe take the next shot for Greece. Ago at the right post has a skip and bounces the ball, skipping it to Spain. Benitez, who makes that block in that left gap, deflects off of her foot and just is blocked into Alvarez. Alvarez then throws the ball into Stamati, who blocks the ball out. Ago is back over to take that next shot, looking to run over to that left post now for Greece. Throwing a smooth ball this time, right down the line at Lopez. The ball is loose and into the goal. It was just deflected forward from Lopez, hit Benitez, and started rolling backwards into the net. No help defense was there, and the ball was not able to be saved. Greece takes a 2-0 lead in this game. Alvarez, a bouncing ball, deflected off of the hands of Stamati, but into Ava, number 4 from Greece. Right side, bounces that ball, but releases it out, so that throw will not count for Greece. The ball will be put back in to the left side. Sonia Lopez is over from the right wing and will take that ball, throwing a smooth shot into the center. Stamati's up for the block and will hand the ball off to Vicky Ago, who will be throwing from that left gap straight into the gap in front of her, but saved by Benitez diving to her right. Lopez sweeps over from right to left and throws down the line on Ava, number 4 from Greece, but she's able to collect the ball, chase after it, and she's going to throw a skipping ball right down the line to Alvarez. Alvarez makes a confident block, blocks out, and will be placed right back to her. Alvarez from that left post, throwing right into the gap between the right wing and center for Greece, blocked out by Stamati, and Ago is over to take the ball. She's going to run back to that left side to throw this next ball, and throws a skipping ball right down the line to the feet of Lopez, deflected forward and is slowly rolling out of bounds above the team line. Sarah Alvarez will receive this ball again and throw quickly to not concede a 10-second penalty, but blocked by Stamati in Greece's right gap. Ava, number 4 from Greece, will take this ball from the center of the court, sending Stamati out, throwing a skipping ball right into that gap between Benitez and Lopez. A huge hole. Lopez was not able to dive into that gap, and Ava scored her first goal of the match, bringing Greece's lead to a 3-0 lead with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock. Sarah Alvarez down the line almost deflects off of Ava, but then has a help save by Ago in back center. Ago at that left post takes a hop before she throws that ball, hits the center. Benitez is deflected backwards into Lopez, and Lopez will now be subbed out, and it looks like Marino will be subbed in her place. Generally, Marino will go over to that right side, although she also can play left wing and center. And she and Sarah Alvarez can work together at the wings to make a more stable defense. The only thing about Marino that's noticeable in these last couple of games is that Marino sometimes does not make a dive and gets up when a ball is being thrown closer to the center, maybe across the face, and she will fail to make a dive that she may be responsible for. That may be her only weakness in this game, so maybe that's why Paco Monreal didn't start her. But of course, she is in the game now, so let's see what kind of impact she can make to this game. The ball will be starting on the left post with Sarah Alvarez, who throws a smooth ball. Stamati is able to get her hands on it and passes it over to number 4, Ava, who's playing the right wing for Greece. She starts forward and then thinks again about the throw, skips the ball down over the center, Benitez, and the ball is deflected directly into the net. No further touches after touching Benitez before it lands into the net, and so Greece will take a 4-0 lead. 2 goals from Vicky Ago and 2 from Ava, their right wing number 4. Marino throws that ball out from the left wing, and so Ago comes over to Greece's right wing to pick up that ball. She'll take the ball back over to center, moving Stamati to the right out of the way, takes a hop and throws a bouncing ball over the center of Benitez and directly into the goal, bringing Greece to a 5-0 lead. Spain has called a timeout to try to regroup their girls with a 5-0 deficit with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on this clock in the second half. They're really going to have to call this timeout to regroup and talk about how exactly they can start scoring goals on Greece to bring themselves back. 5-0 in the first half is really hard to climb back from, but it is, of course, possible. So maybe we can look at exactly how Paco plans to bring his girls to do this. Generally, we've actually seen a different lineup from Spain, having Martel in center for the last couple of games. We haven't always seen Benitez there, so potentially Paco is looking to put Martel back in the center. Alvarez is taking the ball from the left post. She will be bouncing the ball into the center. Stamati's up for the block, and she will pass that ball back to number 4, Eva, on that right-hand side. She'll go ahead and bounce the ball, but she releases that ball out, just running a little bit too far to her right. Again, Alvarez from that left post. She's going to throw a bouncing ball into the center again. Stamati's up for the block and will this time hand the ball back to Vicky Ago, who's going to send her out of the center. Vicky from the center, hopping a little bit as she throws a bouncing ball into the center, trying to bounce it over Benitez, but it's not possible. Benitez throws the ball out. So now Greece will receive the ball. Number 4, Eva on the right wing. She will be the player who's going to take it. She's also sending the center out. They're looking again to block, throw this ball over Benitez in center via a bounce, but it's just not possible. This time, Marino from the right side throws into that gap between Vicky Ago and Stamati. Greece is taking out Stamati and putting in Naka. We actually saw Naka play the last game. She played both right wing and center, so this time we need to see exactly where she's looking to go on the court, or exactly where Manny is having her play. Spain is keeping their lineup set for right now. Paco Monreal talking to... actually, that's not Paco. They actually have one of their coaches talking to one of their players on the bench, but it doesn't look like they're looking to make any changes anytime soon. Perhaps the daughter of Coach Isabel Rico will look at going into Isabel Rico's daughter, Raquel Rico. Maybe they will put her in to make a change for Spain. But right now, maybe not a possibility. All of Greece's players standing on that left side of the court. Number 4, Eva, getting her eye shades checked. Number 7, Naka, will be going to center. And Ago will be moving to that left side. Looks like the ball will also be placed in on the left side of the court. And Ago and Naka are both over there. Ago tries to throw off of play, but it's just not possible. She will go back to that left post, try to set up that shot again. Throws down the line, but Marino makes a confident block for Spain. Marino hands off the ball in back center to Alvarez, who goes back to that left side, trying to bounce that ball, but Naka makes an incredible save in that gap between herself and Eva, number 4, on that right wing. Eva throws out, just runs a little bit too far to the right. Alvarez will take this next ball and try to throw a bouncing ball between Naka and Eva on that right side, but not possible. Eva moving into the gap to throw this next ball, skipping ball across the face of the center, but blocked by Benitez and passed over to Marino. Marino from right to left now, throwing from the left post, almost down the line on Eva, just saved by the feet. Naka recollects and hands that to Ago. Go into the goal off of a deflection from Benitez from center, not able to be gotten by Marino. Greece now takes a 6-0 lead with 2:50 left on the clock. Marino, short cross across the face of Naka, passed over to Eva, number 4 from Greece, throws a full cross and is blocked by Marino. Marino now goes from right to left. She's now at that left post, throwing straight down the line of Eva, but this time she has it blocked. It's blocked forward, and Naka has to go after that ball. Knock Eva into the center on Benitez, but she's up for the block this time, handing to Marino, who takes one step and just throws the ball. Naka blocks that ball in that left gap for Greece and hands the ball directly off to Ago, who's throwing a bouncing ball at the hands of Benitez in Spain's right gap, but it's easily collected. She passes over to Sarah Alvarez on the left, who throws a skipping ball down to Eva on Greece's right wing. Eva sets up at the post and throws just into that left gap for Spain. The ball slowly trickling out, and Spain blocks it out. Spain will have a good 4 seconds on the shot clock, but will need to throw this ball fast not to concede a 10-second penalty. Alvarez, skipping ball, straight into the right gap for Greece. The center Nakas handing the ball out to Vicky Ago. Greece takes a substitution and is taking out number 4, Evelympia Mavronotti, and they're putting in number 3, Alini Chakadaki. 1 minute and 37 seconds left on the game clock for this first half. Greece is leading 6-0 against Spain. Ball's left side with Vicky Ago now, takes a hop and just throws that ball down the line, but Marino is there to block the ball out with her feet. Sarah Alvarez comes over to Marino, collects the ball to throw, and she's heading back to her left post to throw this ball. Takes a pause, sets back up, and throws a bouncing ball into the arms of Naka, who passes the ball off to Chakadaki from that right-hand side. Throws a full cross on Marino, but blocked by their right winger. She's going to head to the post and throw a ball cross court to Chakadaki, but angled too far out. Ago's heading over to this right-hand side for her to take this ball. She's heading back over to that left-hand post, taking her time and throwing that ball, bouncing, but Marino confidently blocks that ball in the gap for Spain between her and Benitez. Marino throws across court, but concedes a high ball for Spain. Unfortunately, when you're 6-0 down, that's probably not the move that she wanted to make. But let's see what she can do in this. It looks like Ago will be taking the ball. She's currently standing on the right wing for Greece. Vicky, who likes to throw actually into that one, it seems. Let's see what she can do. Throws the ball into the center and is blocked by Marino. Just a poorly placed shot by Ago. Maybe thinking that Marino would dive out of the way, but it just didn't happen. So Greece will retain their 6-goal lead with 45 seconds to go in the second half. A ball bouncing over Chakadaki from Alvarez, but just spins out. Chakadaki now taking that ball. Right-handed, she throws the ball across the face of the center, misses Benitez, but is blocked by Marino. Marino from the right-hand side. She just accidentally fumbles the ball and then will pass the ball out. So Greece will get the return of the ball. There's 29 seconds to go in this first half. Ago has the ball on the left side. She's taking her time. No pressure for Greece right now. throws the ball into that gap between Benitez and Marino on that right side. And Marino will move now to the left and throw the ball down the line at Chakadaki, but saved between her and Naka. Chakadaki throwing into that gap, almost deflected off of the feet of Benitez, but just saved. Now halftime is occurring, so we'll have a 3-minute break while both teams regroup and come up with a plan for the second half. Spain needing to make up 6 goals as it's 6-0, and Greece potentially looking to make their next 4 goals in this game, maybe to try to win by a 10-point differential, which will help their plus minus. Although since they've already lost to Finland this morning, it really may come down to their game with Ukraine. Finland and them now have both conceded a loss. Finland lost to Ukraine, Greece lost to Finland. And so if Greece can win against Ukraine, they are in a 3-way tie, and the team that has the best point differential will fall into that 1 seed and have the easier semifinal to guarantee themselves a place in the European A Championships that will happen next year as a qualifier for the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. Both, all 3 teams, all the teams who are here looking to secure themselves a spot into that European A's to just give themselves a chance at Paris. And what a dream that would be, to go from B's to A's to qualifying for the Paralympics. It has happened before, ladies and gentlemen, with the Finnish national team, the men's Finnish national team, as they qualified for the London 2012 Paralympic Games. They went, I believe, from C's to B's to A's and then to a qualifying spot for that tournament. So it is possible. 1 minute and 15 seconds left before we begin the second half. Let's see what changes are out on the court. Looks like number 4, Eva, is back on the court for Greece. Number 2, Vicky Ago, and number 9, I believe that is Stamati, back on the court. And for Spain, we have number 2, Sarah Alvarez. Looks like number 3, Benitez, is staying in along with Marino. So Spain recognized in this game by their dark blue jerseys with red on the front and red socks. 2 of their players also have very bright shoes, all of them sort of kind of a red shade. And Greece with their light blue uniforms with black pants and a very interesting number design on there. They have a design on their number. We will see Greece start this second half with the ball, looking to make maybe another goal on the first shot of the game to bring the momentum back to their side as they start the second half. The ball will start in the center of Greece. Vicky Ago should be taking this first shot, handed off by Stamati. She's going to go over to that right side in that right gap to start. Takes a hop before she bounces that ball down to Alvarez on Spain's left side. Alvarez blocks the ball forward, not recognized by Benitez right away, and passed back to her. She's going to have to throw fast not to get a 10-second penalty. Skips the ball down to Eva, number 4 from Greece, but saved by blocking it out. Eva, number 4 from Greece, will move into the center to throw this shot, potentially looking to bounce the ball over Benitez in the center again, but throws the ball just out. Eva, number 4, as we've talked about in some previous games, is only about 16 years old and just started playing goalball, taller than a lot of the men at this tournament. Sarah Alvarez taking the ball down the line, hits the post, back into Ava. She will take this ball. It looks like she's thought about it a little bit, just missed that 10-second penalty. Took a little while after she conceded that post shot. And Spain went for her again by the help of Marino, but Marino had too much angle on her ball. Vicky Ago on the right side now, setting up, taking a hop before she throws, just throwing a bouncing ball blocked by Alvarez with her feet in that left side of the court, around the end of the wing line. Alvarez on the left post, throwing a bouncing ball again at Ava, saved by her feet. Great save by her feet. She's going to back up into the gap and try to throw a skipping ball into the corner of Alvarez. Alvarez says nada. There's nothing here. A lot of confidence. They're taking out Benitez and putting in Martel. We have seen Beline Martel in some other games playing center. I actually think I've seen her play center a little bit more than I have seen Benitez, but she will make her way into this game. Perhaps trying to make a defensive change for Spain to try to switch things up. Perhaps maybe a lineup that Monreal hasn't thought of is putting Marino in center along with Lopez and Alvarez, but that lineup has not happened yet. It could be maybe the dream team for Spain. Ball blocked by Eva, pass back to Ago, and Spain's Alvarez is setting up on the left post, trying to throw a bouncing ball into between the gap between Stamati and Eva to receive their first goal of the game. Sarah Alvarez, the goal scorer for Spain, just getting the ball between that truck-sized hole between Stamati and number 4, Eva. Ago will take this ball this time from the left side of the court. She's setting up at the post, taking her time, and is throwing a smooth ball into the gap, but blocked confidently by Marino. A lot of momentum change could happen just from that one goal, but Marino throws that next ball out. Too much angle on it, just not enough speed and just too much angle. Eva moving into the center, moving Stamati out of the way. She throws a bouncing ball into Martel, who deflects the ball up and backwards, but saved by Alvarez behind her. Alvarez throwing a bouncing ball again, trying to score between Stamati and Eva, number 4, but unfortunately that hole has been closed. Now the ball's handed off to Ago, who's throwing out of center, straight into Alvarez on that left side, deflected up and slightly backwards, but Alvarez saves her own ball. Throws a ball now by Alvarez, but was out right after that half-court line. Alvarez gives the ball to Eva, who switched now from that right wing to that left wing. Ago is now playing right, and Eva on that left-hand side. Ago quick shots Alvarez, but it ends up in the center with Martel. Spain passes the ball out, kind of in fear for a 10-second penalty, but it's no worries for Greece, as Ago will have the ball once again, scoring the majority of the balls of this game. She's moving into the gap with a hop to start her throw. A smooth ball right on Martel, who has a loose ball but is saved by Marino. Marino throws the ball straight through the gap between Eva, number 4, and the center, Stamati. Huge gap between the two of them. That ball went in untouched. So Ago is now over to that side to potentially see if she can take that ball and maybe see exactly what happened. She picks up that ball and gives the ball back to Eva, sending her back to that right wing to play. Vicky Ago replaces Eva on that left wing. Ava throwing a bouncing ball into the center, but Martel is able to block that ball. Martel passes to Alvarez, and Alvarez will be throwing a bouncing ball cross court to Ago. Ago blocks that ball with a na'a and goes from left to right as she throws from that right gap into the center to Martel. Maybe not the shot she was looking for, but still a little bit of movement. Potentially a high ball by Marino, but not called by the referee. Blocked by Ago. Ago throws into that right gap from Spain between Martel and deflects over Marino directly into the back of the net. Spain is now trailing 7-2 against Greece. Alvarez with a bouncing ball to the center, blocked by Stamati. 7 minutes and 58 seconds to go. A ball by Ava, released high, but not a high ball. Thrown across the face of Martel, given to Marino on the right, and she runs over to that left-hand side of the court, throws the ball directly to center, and saved by Stamati. Stamati gives the ball to Ago on that left side, who throws a smooth ball right into the gap between Martel and Marino. Marino collects that ball, runs over to the left side of the court, and throws that ball down the line. Accurate shot, great shot, but just saved by the feet of number 4, Ava. Ava takes that ball, bounces it between Martel and Alvarez, but is deflected out by the feet of Martel on that left side of the court for Spain. Spain's Alvarez throws a bouncing ball that just deflects forward into Stamati. Stamati hands the ball off to Ago, who's standing in back center and leaves her post. Ago throws to Alvarez on that left-hand side of the court, and Alvarez blocks that ball out. Alvarez from the left post, looking to see if she can make another goal this game. Bounces that ball between Ava and the center, Stamati. Ava collects that ball. She seems to be a little bit confused right now as Ago was asking for the ball and she was about to throw. So she gives the ball to Ago nonetheless, and Manny calls a timeout, maybe in fear of a 10-second penalty for their team, or perhaps maybe a team penalty for noise if Ava decided to throw the ball over to Spain while Vicky was talking. So a timeout will be given to Greece with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on this clock. 6 minutes and 49 seconds, I'm so sorry. Greece is still leading 7-2. I'm not really sure why, but the scoreboard actually has Greece on the opposite side as they're playing. I think they just put it on there the way that the schedule is, but they should match up the teams from the scoreboard to where they're also playing. So Greece will give up that ball. They threw a premature throw, thinking maybe they'd get a 10-second penalty. Marino gets the ball on the right wing, runs over to the left side, and throws a ball down the line on Eva, directly into the goal. A perfect corner shot by Marino. Perfect shot. And maybe at some point she will also be able to recreate that to bring Spain's deficit a little bit closer to where Greece is. Ava now moving from that right wing and switching with Vicky Ago. She'll be going to play left now, and Ago on the right. Ago throws down the line on Spain's Alvarez on that left side. Alvarez blocks that ball with a nada. There's nothing happening there, as she said. She throws the ball directly into that gap between Ago and Stamati on that right side. And Ago throws a ball across the face to Martel. Paco Monreal will call a timeout, and Spain has 6 minutes and 13 seconds left on this time clock. They're looking to see what else they can do, but on this next shot, I predict that they actually do another premature throw after that chase. The ball was loose, and so they really don't have that much time. So the timeout was really to try to get the girls obviously recollected, and also to get them potentially to throw this ball out so that they don't receive a penalty. They're trying to climb their way back in this game, and a penalty would be the last thing that they would be looking for. The ball is in the hands of Marino on that right side of Spain's lineup. She will throw a premature throw. So the ball will go down to Vicky Ago on that left side. Eva, number 4, heading over to that left side to see if Ago wants to give her the ball. But Ago will be going to back center to switch with her. Ago now playing right wing, throws the ball across the face of the center, Martel, who makes that block with her arms, hands the ball over to Marino, who's going to try to recreate that shot, but unfortunately this time Ago is on that side, swings her feet over, and blocks that ball out. Paco Monreal relays to his team that those 2 girls had switched as they're trying to focus their offense lineup at throwing at Eva, number 4. She is now on the left wing. Sarah Alvarez going into the center, trying to throw more throws at Eva, trying to get past the feet of Shinamati, but she's up for the block. Ball over, that is a turnover, so Spain will receive the ball again since it rolled out in the neutral zone. And Alvarez is over at Marino's side, maybe trying to get a one-on-one against Eva, number 4. The ball bounces off of the feet of Stamati over Eva, number 4, and into the back of the net. Spain is slowly making a comeback in this game. The score is now 4-7, still for Greece. And Manny will be taking out number 4, Eva, and putting in number 7, Naka. Again, Naka can play both right wing and center. And although Eva didn't give up that goal, she has given up the last few before that, and so potentially Manny doesn't think that she's defensively sound enough to stay in the game at that moment while they still have the lead against this Spanish team who's gaining a little bit of momentum in the second half. With only 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go, they need to secure their lead, and so they need to put in their best defensive lineup against this Spanish team. Naka will be playing the right wing for Greece. Ago taking the ball on the left-hand side. Ago left post. Setting herself up. Takes a hop before she throws. Throws directly into the center, saved by Martel. Martel passes over to Sarah Alvarez on the left wing. Alvarez throwing a bouncing ball into the center, but not going to get over Stamati, who passes over to Naka. Naka throws the ball directly into the gap in front of her. That left gap for Spain gets past Martel, but not past Alvarez. Alvarez throwing a bouncing ball just saved by Stamati. She'll hand the ball off to Vicky Ago, who's looking to throw from that left gap. She throws, releases from center, tries to throw a bouncing ball that dies a little bit before it hits Sarah Alvarez. Alvarez gives the ball to Marino, who throws the ball from that left side directly into Naka. Naka's up for the block. She will stand up and try to throw a little bit out of the center region of the court, directly past Martel, and then past Alvarez and into the goal. Greece extends their lead 8-4 against Spain with 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the second half. Correction, 4 minutes and 31 seconds left. Spain, a high ball by Maria Del Mar Marino. She will be blocking this penalty. Looks like she'll start kind of in the midst of the court. It looks like the penalty will be taken by number 2, Vicky Ago from Spain. She'll be setting up in the center, potentially trying to hit that left post again, which is her signature shot. And unfortunately this time you see the frustration in Ago as she swings her hands up in the air. She threw that ball out, and it was out right before that half court line. Her shot is usually actually accurate into the 1, but not so much into that right post. In the US we would say that's R9. A shot from Naka down the line to Alvarez, but safely blocked by Alvarez. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left for Spain to try to make an impact to equalize this game. Alvarez on that left post gives the ball to Marino, who almost throws another high ball. She did throw another high ball, opening up the opportunity for potentially A go to score on Marino again. Just ran a little bit too far forward and had the ball in the air. If you are not a GoalBall fan and don't know the sport very well, a high ball is when the ball does not touch the ground once before that 6-meter line. A go will take the ball from that right-hand side now, throws across court, and Marino blocks the ball out on that left-hand side from a go. Great block from her feet on that penalty shot. She waited and exploded towards the ball. Alvarez goes over to that right side, picks up the ball, runs back to that left side, sets up the throw on the post and throws a bouncing ball towards Stamati in the center, but Naka and Stamati knock that ball down together in that right gap for Greece. Stamati throws that ball right in between Alvarez and Martel again on that same shot she scored on before, but this time saved by Alvarez. Bouncing ball by Alvarez, but just blocked out by Naka, who blocks that ball out on that side. We haven't seen a long ball yet in this on this European B competition, so wondering if we'll see one from any of the teams like Ukraine, Greece, or Spain. Vicky Ago throws that ball out from the right side. She's slowly making her way back to her spot. Seems a little bit lost at this moment, but she's made her way back. Alvarez hands the ball to Marino from that left post. Marino throws into the center and gives the ball over to Ago on that left-hand side. She's moving into the center now, moves Stamati out. Takes the ball and throws directly into that gap between Marino and Martel, that right gap for Spain. Martel passes the ball to Alvarez. Alvarez bounces that ball down the line to Stamati. Stamati makes a safe block. Now Naka right into that gap between Martel and Alvarez. Martel is really not moving so much in center. She's mainly dropping, so the hole between Alvarez and Martel is quite large right now that Greece is not taking advantage of. Alvarez, that left, actually that was Marino who just threw that ball from the left side of the court into the center. That ball was just saved. They're taking out Marino. Maria Del Mar Marino is being taken out, and they're putting in number 9, Raquel Rico, the assistant coach's daughter for this game. Rico, I think the last game she played, she actually also played on the right wing. Potentially she could also make an impact to this game. I believe yesterday actually when they were playing Hungary, they put Rico in and she was able to score a goal to bring them back closer to Hungary. Rico heading over to that right side of the court. Sarah Alvarez has the ball currently right now over on the left wing, throws a bouncing ball that just has action on it, but Naka knocks it down. Naka on that right-hand side for Greece's team just throws the ball right-handed around the end of the wing line for Spain. Sarah Alvarez is up for it. Sarah Alvarez just throws that ball out, and a go comes over to collect the ball for Spain. A go heading back over to that left side, throws the ball into Rico, the new substitute in the second half. Rico takes her first shot of the game, setting up at that right post, throwing a slightly bouncing ball and may have gone a little bit too far into the ground on that right side. Blocked by Stamati, handed off to a go who's throwing at Rico again, really trying to focus her offense over on the newcomer for Spain. Rico takes this next shot from that right post and throws a smoother ball this time across court, but blocked out by Naka. Naka starting here on this right side, moving into the center, sending Stamati out. She'll be throwing right-handed over at Rico again, over on Spain's right wing. Passed over back to Sarah Alvarez on their left, hoping that maybe she can score this goal in this minute and 33 seconds. Saved cross court by Ago, who will move into the center now, sending out Shtamati, trying to hit that gap between Martel and Rico, but it's closed, blocked out by Martel, and Spain now will call a timeout so that Paco Monreal can set up a shot, trying to bring them a little bit closer to this team from Greece. Not a lot of goals have been close since Greece made their substitution, but a lot of potential maybe for Spain to try to set something up. Maybe Paco sees something that we're not seeing from up here. It's very, very possible, especially from the angle that we're sitting at. But we're hoping to see maybe a short comeback from Spain in this last minute 20. Raquel Rico over on that left side trying to set up a shot, throwing down the line to Vicky Ago. Vicky Ago, quick shots, maybe not what you want to do in the last minute of the game when you're trying to keep your lead. But again, Spain hasn't been close, so maybe she's not too worried. Sarah Alvarez goes over to that right side and just throws the ball out, releases it out. Not the best kind of thing, and now she's lost on the high ball line for Spain, so that entire left side of the court is open. But Greece just took advantage of that as Sarah Alvarez was lost. The ball was loose from Raquel Rico. As Sarah Alvarez was making her way back, she made a swipe at the ball with her feet and just kicked the ball into the goal. The disadvantage of being lost, but Naka was able to capitalize and get her first goal of this game. Naka from the left post, throwing the ball right at Raquel Rico over on that right side. Rico makes the ball safely with her stomach. They goes up and forward, and Martel passes to Alvarez, who's throwing a bouncing ball across court, but Spain took too long and they will concede a 10-second penalty. Didn't really seem like a 10-second penalty from my perspective up here. It's been running very, 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 very fast today. There's only been one 10-second penalty that I actually thought was a 10-second penalty today. But again, I think all of the teams have the same disadvantage of maybe the clock not running as well. Number 4, Ava, is being placed back in, substituted in for Greece. They are taking out Shtamati, who was the center player, but will probably now be replaced by Naka, number 7. We will probably see in this penalty shot Ago taking the penalty for Greece, looking to make another goal in this tournament. One of their top goal scorers so far in this tournament, makes a very big impact to their team with a variety of different throws that she can throw. Although we haven't seen a spinning throw from Vicky Ago during this tournament. Number 2 from Spain will defend this shot, which is Sarah Alvarez, their left wing. Raquel Rico actually thought it was going to be her, but Manny from Greece did not pick Rico to block this shot. Alvarez setting up in between the goal line and back center. Ava taking the shot, bouncing the ball, but just out by number 4, Ava. If it was in, it may have gone into the goal because Sarah Alvarez just made a late move towards that ball. But again, we don't know because it didn't happen. Rico now taking that next throw, saved by Naka, who's playing on that left side. Ava in center, number 4, and Vicky Ago on that right wing. Manny calls a timeout with about 20 seconds left in this second half. Greece is up 8-4. We will not see Spain come back in this last 20 seconds unless something devastating happens, like maybe a few more penalties from Greece. But I think that the likelihood of that happening is very, very slim. So Greece can either slow down the game, maybe some slower throws, take some time off the clock by trying to take their time making some shots, or they can continue on as usual since they're up by 4 goals. They have many opportunities at the end of this game to try to make an impact, but if I were them, I would be searching for point differential and have my best thrower throwing now, and that's exactly what they did as they had Vicky Agro throwing that last shot in between Martel and Rico over on that right side. Martel popped that ball over Rico with her hands, and it ended directly in the net with no shot of being touched by a player. Spain replies with their 5th goal of the game, made by Rico, I believe, on that right side, who just shot the ball down the line on Naka on that left side, given to Eva, number 4 from Greece, for that last shot. There's 6 seconds left in this game, I believe, and the score is 5-10, Greece over Spain. Ago is going over to the bench to try to get some more instructions from her coach, Manny, but it is not possible. Spain making a substitution right now, bringing back in Maria Del Mar Marino, who will take up a position on that right side of the court, while Sarah Alvarez tries to sweep over from left to right to throw the shot, but she doesn't have a lot of time. There's 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Ball's out, so Greece will now have the opportunity to either hold the ball. There's a little bit over 1 second left, and Manny from Greece calls a last timeout to rally her team together to potentially either make this shot or hold the ball. If I were Manny, searching in this preliminary stage match against Spain, I would be hunting for points right now so that my goal differential was not as low, seeing as they conceded a loss to Finland earlier. So Greece needs to be looking for these goals if they want a chance to win against Ukraine to force a 3-way tie for first place in this tournament. Looks like they'll do just that with Ago setting up on that left side. She's probably going to try to throw off play because there's 1.52 seconds left in this game. Throwing right through. Marino makes that last block with her hands and saves that ball for Spain. Greece can walk away on a high today, winning this game 10-5 over Spain, but Spain making a great comeback, especially in this second half against a strong Greece team that descended last year from the A's and is looking to search their way back into the European A's next year. This was the last preliminary round game for today, so thank you for joining me. We will be starting back tomorrow at the same time with a game, Hungary against Portugal, I believe, at 9 a.m. Portuguese time. So thank you for joining me today. Give a good pat on the back for the Greece national team, and we will see ourselves again tomorrow in this European B Championships. Again, thank you for joining. I'm your host, Amanda Dennis, and I'm out for today.